There's a channel making $30,000 a month posting content that takes 10 minutes to produce. I decided to copy it, clip for clip, format for format, and document every real result along the way. This is what actually happened, no overnight miracle. A while back, I built a faceless shorts channel from nothing up to 100,000 subscribers and about $10,000 in revenue. Once that was done, I wanted to try something completely different, so I started scrolling through shorts just looking for whatever niche was quietly working right now. No real plan, just genuine curiosity about what was actually performing. Most of what I found was the usual noise, recycled trends, formats that had clearly already peaked. But then I landed on a specific channel that stopped me mid-scroll. One of those channels where you watch 2 or 3 videos and think, wait, people actually watch this? I checked the analytics tools I use to estimate this kind of thing, and the number that came back was around $30,000 a month from content that, on the surface, looked almost insultingly simple. Here's the part that got me. All this creator was doing was taking existing clips, running them through a specific repeatable editing style, and posting constantly. No writing, no filming, no on-camera presence, no original footage of any kind, just a formula applied over and over, video after video, with almost no variation in the underlying structure. Before I locked onto this specific idea, I'll be honest, I went through a couple of false starts. I considered one niche that seemed promising on the surface, but turned out to be way too small once I actually dug into the numbers. Barely enough total search volume to support a real channel. I got genuinely excited about a second idea, watched a bunch of related videos, started sketching out a plan, and then realized that one was oversaturated already. Dozens of near identical channels fighting over the same audience. Neither of those wasted attempts felt good in the moment, but they're a completely normal part of landing on the right niche, and skipping that filtering process is exactly how people end up locked into something with a low ceiling before they've even posted a single video. So I decided to run an actual experiment instead of just talking about it. Not a highlight reel of someone else's best month, not a look how rich I got thumbnail with a screenshot of a good week cropped to hide everything around it. I wanted to build a brand new channel from scratch. Copy this exact format as closely as I honestly could without directly stealing anyone's actual clips, post real videos, and show you precisely what happens, including the parts that don't go well, because that's the part nobody actually shows you in these videos. Before doing anything else, you need to check how crowded the niche already is, because this is the step that decides whether the next month of your life is worth spending on this at all. I ran a quick competitor search using a channel discovery tool to see how many other channels were already doing this specific format at any real scale, and the number came back low, which is exactly the green light you want. A niche like this can saturate fast though. The same way a few overused niches have gone from wide open to completely oversaturated in a matter of months, once enough people caught on and flooded it with near identical content. So speed genuinely matters here more than perfection on your very first upload. Once I confirmed there was room, I broke down the competitors' videos in obsessive detail. How many clips per video, how long each video actually ran, what kind of music or sound design they used, what made people stay instead of scrolling. This is the unglamorous part that most people skip, and it's exactly why most people who try to copy a format end up with something that looks similar but performs nowhere close to the original. Then came the channel itself, and this part matters more than people think. I used an account that had been quietly sitting around for months already, logged into occasionally, watching a few videos here and there, so it didn't look freshly created out of nowhere the moment I started posting. For branding, keep it simple and memorable. A clean name, a simple logo you can make for free with basic browser-based design tools instead of anything paid. A square canvas, a simple icon pulled from a quick search, a color overlay and maybe a subtle glow effect, then a text tool to add your channel name in a clean font. None of this takes design skill. It takes maybe 20 minutes and a willingness to try 2 or 3 versions before picking one. For the banner, start from a template sized correctly for a YouTube channel cover. Since different devices crop it differently, keep your important elements inside the safe area so nothing gets cut off, and add a simple call to action if you want one. None of this needs to be expensive or fancy, it just needs to look like an actual channel and not an obvious clone thrown together in 5 minutes. One detail that's easy to skip but genuinely protects you: in your video descriptions, be upfront that your content involves real editing work and that source material has been meaningfully transformed into something of your own, and verify your phone number in your account settings. If you're not confident writing that description yourself, take a well-written example from a channel already succeeding in the space. Run it through an AI writing tool and ask it to fix any mistakes and tighten the clarity rather than starting from a blank page. Small steps, but they're the difference between a channel that gets a fair shot at monetization and one that quietly gets flagged before it ever gets going. Now, the actual content. For this specific format, there's genuinely no script to write, which sounds like a small thing until you realize how much time that saves you. The pattern is almost always the same. Pick a specific topic or theme, source clips that fit that exact theme, and apply your consistent visual treatment to all of them. Callouts, labels, whatever your niche version of that treatment is. Getting your first one built is genuinely the hardest part because you're creating every visual asset from scratch. After that first one, most of it becomes copy and repeat. Inside that first video is where almost all the real setup work lives. If your format uses recurring visual elements, little labels, cutout headshots, icons, whatever your niche version is, build that whole asset kit once, save it to its own folder, and treat it like a reusable template rather than something you recreate from zero every single time. Keep every element the same size and format so they drop into your editor cleanly. Add small details that make it feel alive, a check mark here, an animated arrow there, a sound effect timed to a specific beat, and make sure whatever appears first on screen is strong enough to stop a scroll on its own before anything else in the video has even started. It genuinely looks like a lot of moving pieces the first time you build one. By your third or fourth video using the same kit, it's mostly just swapping in new clips. For sourcing your raw material, don't just pull clips from other channels already doing this format, because then you're really just copying a copy, and it shows both in quality and in how quickly your account starts to feel derivative even to a casual viewer. Go further upstream: TikTok, Instagram, even Reddit, wherever the actual original clips are circulating before anyone in this niche got to them. If you want the cleanest possible quality, screen record straight from the original source, using free screen recording software rather than downloading a recompressed repost that's already lost quality twice over. And if a big part of the format involves removing or replacing captions and text overlays that the original poster added, there are AI tools built specifically for that now. Draw a box around the existing text, remove it, and the AI fills in the background so the clip is yours to relabel in your own style, which turns what used to be a genuinely time-consuming manual task into something that takes seconds per clip. Something worth studying closely in this niche, and it's smarter than it looks on the surface. A lot of these videos run remarkably short, sometimes only 6 or 7 seconds, but they're written so dense with text or narration that they actually take 15 to 20 seconds to fully read or absorb. That mismatch is the entire trick. A 7-second video that holds someone's attention for 20 seconds posts an average view duration well over 100%, sometimes close to 300% of the video's actual runtime. And that single metric is one of the strongest signals the algorithm uses to decide who else to show your video to. It sounds almost too simple to actually matter, but the accounts doing serious volume in this space are all leaning on some version of exactly this same imbalance between runtime and how long the content actually takes to process. Once you've got your visual formula locked, it becomes a volume game, and this is where a lot of people quietly sabotage themselves. Posting 3 or 4 times a week isn't enough in this specific niche. The creators making real money in this space are posting 4 or 5 times a day, because in a format this templated, only a small fraction of what you post is going to genuinely take off, often as few as 1 in every 10 uploads. And more attempts simply means more chances for the algorithm to find the one that does. Do the math on that ratio for a second. Post once a day and you might land a genuine breakout roughly once every 10 days. Post 5 times a day instead, and that same 1 in 10 ratio hands you a breakout almost every other day. And sometimes those breakout videos alone end up accounting for the overwhelming majority of the entire channel's total revenue. Also, repost everything to other short-form platforms too, since it costs you almost nothing extra once the file already exists, and you genuinely don't know in advance which platform is going to respond to a given piece of content. One tactic worth knowing about, even if I'd think twice before leaning on it hard, some channels in this general space bait people into subscribing mid-video, a quick line asking for a subscribe planted right in the middle of the clip. It genuinely works for pumping up your subscriber to view ratio, sometimes dramatically, but it comes at a real cost because that exact moment is almost always where your retention graph takes its sharpest dive. People scroll away the second they feel like they're being asked for something instead of being entertained. If you do experiment with it, the smarter version bakes the ask into something the viewer finds genuinely funny or satisfying in its own right, rather than a flat, obvious interruption, since a flat retention line all the way through consistently outperforms a spiky one with a strong opening and a steep, obvious drop right after the ask. Once videos start going up, watching your retention graph matters more than watching your view count. If there's a sharp drop-off at a specific second, that's telling you exactly what's pushing people away. Whether that's a slow intro, an awkward mid-video ask, or a visual choice that doesn't match the pacing of the rest of the video. Chase a flatter retention line over a flashier hook, because a flat line all the way through consistently outperforms a spiky one with a strong opening and a steep drop right after it. As you scale past a handful of videos a week, build yourself a stupidly simple production tracker instead of keeping it all in your head. A column for new ideas, a column for whatever's currently being sourced or edited, a column for what's ready to post, and if you ever bring on outside help, columns for who's assigned to what and when it's due. It sounds like overkill for one person, but the moment you're managing multiple videos a day across multiple stages, this is what keeps things from quietly falling apart. And it scales cleanly the moment you bring on any outside help, whether that's an editor, a clip finder, or someone handling captions and thumbnails. The format doesn't matter. A spreadsheet works just as well as any fancy project management tool. What matters is that nothing lives only in your memory once you're past 2 or 3 videos a week. Real quick, before I get into what actually happened, if you try this yourself, a few things matter more than the rest. Never just re-upload someone else's clip untouched. Transform it. Your own visual treatment, your own captions, your own audio choices, or you're genuinely gambling with getting flagged and losing everything you've built. Don't lean on subscribe bait early in a video. It tanks your retention graph exactly at the point it happens, even if it briefly inflates your subscriber count. Move fast once you've confirmed a niche is open, because these formats saturate quicker than you'd expect, sometimes within a matter of months once enough people notice the same channel you noticed. And go in expecting real flops, plural, before anything actually works, because that's the honest, normal version of this, not the exception. And treating your first few flops as data instead of failure is genuinely the difference between quitting in week 1 and still being around in month 4 when things actually start moving. So here's what actually happened. No filter on the numbers. My first video sat at a flat 65 views for almost 2 full days, and I genuinely thought it had been quietly buried by the algorithm. The kind of dead-on-arrival start that makes you want to check whether something's broken. Then, out of nowhere, it picked up and climbed to around 6,000 views, which for video 1 on a channel with 0 history is a genuinely solid result. Not viral, just solid. The second video, using everything I'd learned from the first one, got pushed by the algorithm faster and harder, eventually crossing 18,000 views. The third one performed well too, landing just over 16,000. For a brand new channel with no existing audience and 3 days of history, that's a real, honest start. Not a fluke and not a disaster either, just a normal early curve that plenty of people would have quit on if they'd expected instant results from video 1. But I want to be fair about what copying a 30,000 a month channel actually tends to look like in practice, because the honest picture is wider than just my own 3 videos. One creator who ran this exact kind of copy a channel experiment on a completely different niche openly admitted the whole thing basically didn't work. 7 subscribers after the first short, a most viewed video that topped out around 78,000 views after roughly 2 weeks of daily posting, and a final tally, sitting at roughly 2,500 subscribers before they wound the project down and called it, in their own words, a failure. That's the version of this nobody puts in a thumbnail. And it's just as real as the versions that blow up. On the complete opposite end, one long-running case study of copying a channel in an entirely different niche took nearly 4 months of consistent posting just to get monetized, and even then the early months were modest by any standard. A few $100s the first month, low 4 figures the second, mid 4 figures the third, before finally crossing a genuine $5,000 month on the 4th month of monetization. From there, it kept climbing steadily, month over month, eventually peaking around $17,000 in a single month. After roughly 8 months of consistent uploading, hiring outside help, and refining the exact format the whole way through. That's a real result too, and it's a far more typical timeline than an overnight jackpot. And then there's the outlier end of the spectrum, which is real but genuinely rare and worth knowing about even if you shouldn't plan your month around it happening to you. One creator running a similar copy and remix strategy crossed $8,000 in their very first month, then hit a single month later on that crossed $35,000 off of hundreds of millions of views channel-wide, and openly said some of the biggest networks running this exact style of content are pulling somewhere in the range of $200,000 a month at the very top of the market, a scale that took years of compounding, not one lucky format. A separate rapid growth attempt at copying a different viral format went from 34,000 subscribers to over 100,000 in just 4 additional days. Once real algorithmic momentum kicked in, eventually climbing into the hundreds of thousands of subscribers a year later. Both of those are genuinely documented outcomes. Neither of them is the median outcome, and anyone telling you it is only showing you the screenshot from their best month, conveniently cropped so you never see the 6 flat months that came before it. And that's really the honest range you're choosing between when you copy a format like this. Some attempts flatline and get shut down within a couple of weeks, exactly like the honest failure I just described. Some take the better part of a year of consistent, unglamorous posting to cross real money, slowly, month by month, the way an actual small business grows. And every once in a long while, a channel catches enough momentum that it goes from a few thousand subscribers to hundreds of thousands in the span of days, not months, purely because the platform's momentum effect kicked in at exactly the right moment, for reasons that are genuinely hard to predict or reliably replicate on command. All 3 of those are genuinely possible outcomes from the exact same starting format, sometimes even from the same creator running multiple attempts. The one thing every single one of them has in common, the fast failure, the slow grind, and the rare overnight spike, is that none of it happened from posting once or twice and quitting when the first upload didn't take off immediately. If you're seriously thinking about trying this yourself, don't skip the unglamorous parts to rush toward the fun part. Check your competition first, actually study the format in real detail instead of eyeballing it, get your branding and your channel settings sorted before you post anything, and go in with a genuine plan to post daily, not weekly. Give yourself an honest window, a month at minimum, before you decide whether it's working, because as you just saw, some of the realest results in this space didn't show up until month 3 or 4. Drop the niche you're thinking about copying down in the comments. I read every single one, and if enough of you want it, I'll pick one of your suggestions and run this exact experiment again from scratch. Live, mistakes included, no editing around the boring parts. And if you want to go deeper than what fits in one video, that's exactly what the community I run is built around. Real people applying the same process and comparing real, unfiltered results with each other instead of just screenshots of good weeks. Either way, the honest version of this works. It's just genuinely a process, not a single lucky upload, and the sooner you accept that, the sooner you actually start.